What's up, dedicated Dragon Ball denizens? I'm Ryan, and we're here for another off-camera episode of the Hawks Dragon Ball Nest. Last off-camera episode, but we'll jump right into our dual evolution green color breakdown with the Gohan leader. Let's go. Alright, here we are. We've got the Beast Gohan leader finally. Well, we'll see him on the backside of the card, but check. He's a 15k. One attacking, draw a card. Awaken. If this card has 2 or more key, draw a card, then flip over. So another one kind of similar to the Gogeta GT, where his awakening is based on key, so he can awaken pretty early. All right, then we've got his awakened side, 20k. Permanent, your turn. This card gets 5k power. So he's essentially a 25k attacker, not bad. When attacking, draw a card, then this card gets +1 key. Solid, okay, cool. Alright, so what has he got? What has he got for him? Because right now, compared to all the rest of the leaders, I've seen the least hype from him. And maybe it's just me. I mentioned in my last video, I'm not like the biggest archetype of the superhero, but maybe I'll change my mind as I go through. Okay, so, Dr. Heda will be the first card we look at. 5k, 10k combo is a 1 cost. Activate main for 4. Place this card from a battle area in its owner's drop. Play 1 Gamma 1 and 1 Gamma 2 with a combined cost of 5 from your hand. Cool, I guess. Maybe I should have went into those guys next. So we'll come back to him. Alright, then we've got Videl. 2 cost, 10k, 10k. It's a blocker. On play, if your leader has 3 or more key, choose a battle card in your battle area and it gets plus 10k for the turn. I mentioned last time too how I'm not a big fan of blockers that are 3 or less. This one I'm a little bit more okay with because it actually does something. It does give you 10k power, but I don't know if it's really worth 2 charge to play. It's tempting. Because you do get a block and then that. It's a 10k combo, but I don't know. Maybe. Alright, then we got Trunks. Choose a battle card with a cost of 1 or less in your opponent's battle area and KO it. Cool. Another Kami slash Ba slash how many of these cards do we have and need? Then we've got Goten. 1 cost, 5k, 10k. Blocker. Just throw this card in the trash. We're not going to use it. Then we've got Android 18, on play, draw card. So here's our cantrip. Solid. I mean, I'm always an Android 18 fan. The funny thing about it is it's an Android card, so I guess you can play it in droids as well. It's a cantrip. Sure. Alright, then we've got another Pig Krillin. 25k, 3 cost, 5k. Another blocker. When KO'd, if your leader has 3 or more key, draw 2 cards, then discard 1 from your hand. Another one that kind of does something. Sorry, I was halfway through a yawn there. But no, I don't really like this guy. I don't know. Draw 2, discard 1. If he gets KO'd, he's a blocker. I just don't see a lot of value there. Then we got Pan. 3 cost, 5k, 5k. Activate main, place this card into your drop. If your leader has 3 or more key, choose a Piccolo in your battle area and switch it to active mode. We'll see what we get for the Piccolo. Another one I should have paired these cards a little bit better. So sorry. This is the one. I didn't really look at these cards that much before, other than reveal. So okay, Go Tanks. We've got a 2 cost, 15k, 10k. On play, your leader gets +1 key. When attacking, if your leader has 3 or more key, this card gets +5k for the battle. I mean, it's an okay value card because on play, your leader gets 1. When your leader's swinging, he's going to get key, so he will go up to, you know, he should be at least a 20k. He's a 10k combo. It's still not a great card in my opinion. Like, I'm just not really impressed with a lot of these cards so far. Sorry. Alright, now we've got the Gammas, right? So Gamma 1 is when attacking. If your leader has 3 or more key, this card gets plus 10k for the battle. So that's actually pretty good. He's going to be a 25k and a 10k combo for just 2 energy. You can get behind that. And then we've got Gamma 2, which is going to be 25k, 10k. On play, if your leader has 3 or more key, choose 1 battle card with a cost of 3 or less and KO it. Okay, so now let me come back here. We're gonna have to go all the way back on this slideshow. Let me go to Hedda, because didn't he say combined cost of 5 or less? Okay, right. So activate main for we get a combined cost with our gammas of 5 or less. So I mean, obviously we can use some of the legacy gammas that we've gotten, but you would think that they would like let you use both of these new guys. 5 or less, these guys are 6. Am I missing something here, or is this crap? I feel like I'm getting cheated. So we played this guy for 4. We KO with 3. He's a 25k attacker. And then this guy's probably a little bit better. Cool. Okay, here's what I was missing. Duh. Okay. Well, yes and no. I mean, so you can play this guy and you can play this guy now. Okay. So 3 costs 25k, 5k. So the Hedda will allow you to play those 2. Crit. On player leader gets +1. What is this? This is terrible. It's a terrible card. What? No, a 25k crit? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say it's terrible, but it's not a great card. And in essence, it's a self-awakener because your leader gets +1 key. If you're somehow on turn 3 and you haven't awakened, you'll awaken, and if your opponent's not awakened, they lose a card. I don't know. Maybe I'm going too far in saying it's terrible, but it's definitely not a great card, especially for an SR. Then cool, we get another vanilla Piccolo. Nobody's playing that card. A 3 cost 20k 10k combo for this bad boy. A blocker. Permanent opponent's turn. If your leader has 3 or more key, this card gets +10k power. Just another card that's not going to follow my rule of thumb. Cool, he's going to be a 30k, but as a 3 cost, he's just going to be too easy to remove. Just what are they doing here with Gohan? What are they doing with my boy? Alright, then we've got this guy, another Piccolo. Okay, 25k, 4 cost 10k. On play, look at top 5, reveal an extra or card with superhero and add it to your hand. Any extra, that's kind of cool. Plus the rest, extra or 1 card. I don't know, I feel like the extra probably has to have superhero as well, right? Place the rest at the bottom of your deck. When attacking, your leader gets +1 key. I like this card. This one's solid. It's a searcher. Top 5. We could get what we want. When attacking, we get key. If he doesn't attack again, cool. He's a 10k. All right. I mean, it's a solid if unspectacular card. It's still not impressive. All right, now we've got the Gohans. The Gohans of the Gohan Beast set. Okay, for 4 costs, 25k, 5k, permanent opponent's turn. If your leader has 3 or more key, this card can't be KO'd once per turn. Alright, now we're starting to get some action here. And then on play, your leader gets +1. So yeah, this guy's going to be able to survive at least a turn, probably, unless they really want to dive in. And honestly, I mean, he's only a 25k. It's not like it's going to be that hard to KO him twice, but, you know. I like it. I can get behind that one. Then we've got this guy over here, the 5 cost. He's a 30k 0 combo. Activate main. Place this card from battle area to its owner's drop. Your leader with superhero has 3 or more key. Play up to 1 Gohan with a cost of 8 from your hand. Then you can't play battle cards for the turn. This is kind of interesting knowing that, because if you want to play the Gohan Beast, you can off of this guy, which is kind of insane. For 5, we can play this guy out. We could cheat him out. as long as we have 3 key, which that's easy. And then you get your 50k body out there pretty freaking early. You just can't play any more cards, which I think evens it out. You know, you restand your 5 energy, go ahead and use some extras or whatever you want to do with that. But now that's good, okay? Gohan Beast is already getting out there like relatively early. It does really help. Even yeah, it helps. I mean, it helps. Super impressive? I don't know. Maybe am I just being too mean? I don't know. Then we got this guy over here. So another 8 cost, 50k. And this one's a straight up double strike. Alright, cool. Now this guy can be a menace maybe. On play, reduce the key of your leader by 1. Place 1 energy in its owner's drop. Choose a battle card in your opponent's battle area and KO it. Add up to 1 extra from your drop to your hand. What is this, AM PM? This guy does too much good stuff. Then add up to 1 card with a cost of 3 or more from your drop to your energy. Okay, alright. I'm seeing the vision a little more. The vision is there's literally 1 good card in this deck that literally does everything for the deck. Like, what? Okay, cool. And let's break this down a minute, right? So he's going to reduce our leader by 1 key. Place an energy into the drop upon play. Fine. Choose 1 battle card in your opponent's battle area. KO it. Boom. Alright, now we're going to clear their board. Add an extra from your drop to your hand. We'll talk about that extra is in a little bit. And then add up to 1 card with a cost of 3 or more from your drop to your energy. So you're going to be able to restand that energy in essence to use that extra. So, is this deck an aggro deck? I didn't really think about that. I think I was just so, you know, on the superhero, and that's kind of a freaking tanky deck. This guy's getting out pretty early, right? I mean, early comparatively. You're not really ramping with this deck as much. You probably still can, because a lot of these cards were kind of garbage. So we might just go back and get some of those early ramp cards to where we could play this guy out relatively early. And into this guy, I mean, we're probably prioritizing him over the SCR for sure, right? I mean, he's gonna do it all. And then we go from there. Okay, cool. I see a little bit more. I missed putting the pan super combo in there. So let's talk about the extras and legacy. All right, now let's get into the second extra. So Shenron's extra shows first on the screen, but Special Beam Cannon really just goes with that Gohan card, right? And it was actually our first SR extra reveal in the game was this Special Beam Cannon. All right, so what does it do? It's a 1 cost, activate main, draw a card, then your leader gets +1 key. Okay, solid. We actually have to use 1 more energy for that. Draw 1, your leader gets +1. But then check this out. Activate battle, remove all key from your leader. Your card that's in a battle gets +10k power for the battle for each key removed by this skill. Then, if 4 or more key was removed by this skill, choose up to 1 Gohan superhero in your battle area and switch it to active mode. Like, are you kidding me right now? That's crazy. So in essence, you kind of can see, like, you can actually use this card early game for 2 to charge up, right? Activate main, you know, we're going to do 1 and then 1 more and draw a card and we get a key. And then remember that this Gohan that we just talked about, if I can get my thing straight, I'll go 1 more, gets that card back from drop, right? So you can have used it earlier to charge up a little bit of key if you want, and then you grab it back, and then you use it because you got that restored energy. So it is a really good card. If you're using this on the double strike Gohan, think about how kind of crazy that could be. Depending on, you may be able to take your opponent from 4 to 0. Highly unlikely, but I mean, if you're removing all key from and getting like 10k, boom, boom, boom. If you, then they're going to be down. I mean, you can probably win at 3 even, right? You get them down to 1. They do get 2 cards in hand from the double strike, and then just hand dump. But I mean, if let's say you remove 4 ki, this guy's already going to be a 90, and then he switches back to active mode. If your opponent doesn't have a 90k in hand right now, then they're down to 1. You don't have to use anything from hand. Then you just hand dump and you win the game. So I can see it. It's definitely another kind of one-trick pony type of a deck. In my opinion, I think it could do a little bit more. But it's interesting. It's not my style. I won't be playing it. But I do see a little bit more of the vision of the deck. I don't know. I mean, I remember seeing this Gohan when he was released. Didn't really think too much of it. All right, let's go a little bit more. Let's keep on moving and grooving here. The last card that's supporting the new leader is going to be this Shenron's Extra for 5. Draw a card, then and play up to 1 Piccolo with the cost of 5 or less from your hand. Then your leader gets +1 ki. It's a solid card. Solid if unspectacular. It does replace itself, so that's kind of nice. Your leader gets the ki, and then you get to play a Piccolo, which you can play this guy, that guy. You know, I think this guy, and you get another ki. So it does help charge your leader. I think it's solid. Like, how much, if at all, do we put in the deck? Not sure. It's actually pretty cool. It's a 5 or less, so I mean, you could go out, but I do feel like you really, like, how much of the other superhero cards are we going to use? Because it sounds like we really want to focus on charging ki for that special beam cannon. Alright, and then we've got the legacy support. We've got this Kefla, which is a 3-cost 20k, 10k combo. So on play, place 3 of your energy into their owner's drop. Add 2 green battle cards from your drop to your energy. So this one's pretty much Giblet support, right? When attacking, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. Honestly, though, I like this card in Vegeta too. It's unfortunate, and it's obvious it wouldn't, but it's unfortunate it's not a Saiyan only card. It would have been really nice as a Saiyan only to be able to play it from leader skill. But you can play this card out, and then on play you're going to place those 3 energy into your drop and then put 2 back. So in essence, it's a 1 cost card. It's also a self-awakener, so it gives you more targets, like for your Raditz. You know, let's say you want to, oh no, Raditz can only play a Saiyan only. That's unfortunate. But, you know, it's still a good card. At 5 energy or 4 energy, you're going to be able to play this out, still have another 3. You could play this card leader skill into. I also like the when attacking to give me more opportunities to use the Angry Kamehameha. I'm going to try this out in Vegeta. I think it's a pretty good card in Giblet too. I don't know if it's, you know, it's not a phenomenal card. The legacy support for green too, to be quite honest, like compared to the rest is a lot weaker. Then we get this Broly, which is a really interesting card. Like, I don't really, like, it's like, what is this support for? Because it's kind of a generic support. I mean, could you play it in old school Broly? Sure. Could you play it in Vegeta, Green Vegeta? Actually, yes. It is a Saiyan only. It's a 2 cost. It's interesting. So anyway, the on play, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. That's always good. When attacking, draw 2 cards, then discard 1 from hand. You actually can play this one off of Raditz too, because it is a Saiyan only. I do like that when attacking, draw 2, then discard 1. Kind of a cycle card. He's probably not sticking too long. But the one thing is, and the reason I like this in Green Vegeta is because your opponent will want to target this card probably. Your opponent often has to make choices when we're using Green Vegeta because we're swarming the board so much. You know, there are obviously just board wipe cards that are going to wipe the entire board. But if they don't have those, they're going to have to pick and choose who they're attacking into. They're probably attacking into this guy. But if he does stick, you can use 1 energy to draw some cards and cycle through that deck. I like this. I'm definitely running this one. I'm probably, if you know my Green Vegeta list, I've been running Hit for the past few sets. Probably will replace Hit with this guy. I'm a little bit worried because I do think there's a lot of 1 costs that I'd like to keep hate on, but you know, I'm definitely gonna try this one out, and the Kefla, and then my deck's gonna be pretty much all Saiyans now. All right, and then the last one. Speaking of Green Vegeta, this one is the actual like direct Green Vegeta support. However, I also think it's the worst Green Vegeta support card of the 3, in my opinion. It's a 2-cost 20k, 5k like Broly. On play, if your leader is a Saiyan only card, add 1 card from your life to your hand, and discard 1 card from your hand. Then choose up to 1 battle card with a cost of 2 or less in your opponent's battle area and KO it. This card, when you initially read it, if you're not careful, it sounds amazing. You're going to KO a 2 or less, and it's a self-awakener. However, it's add 1 card from your life to your hand. So it's a forced awaken, which is just crazy to me, because our turn 2, we want to play Moon, right? Our turn 3, you're usually wanting to go and awaken that turn. So when else are you going to play him? And to be a 5k combo in hand after that, where he's he's not going to be playable. You do not want to go down to 3 really with Green Vegeta. So when are you playing this card? When are you playing him? Why was it a forced self-awaken? Like, I get it's a 2-cost for a 2. I would have preferred if they made it a 1-cost, and then it's not a forced awaken. Then it would have been a nice card. Then it really would have been a solid replacement for Hit. I'm not running this card. I'm a big Green Vegeta fan. I'm not even going to test this in the deck. I just don't know. I mean, the only way that you could really think about it is from there, rather than playing Moon turn 2, which is just your ideal turn 2 play, you would have to then move to relying on playing the Moon out for free with Nappa turn 3, or searching and playing the Moon out, which is just the worst, you know, discarding a card in hand. And I just don't like relying on Nappa to play that Moon turn 3, especially because we really need to awaken that turn. So you have to play your Raditz into Goku. So it means that you now need 4 specific cards in hand by turn 3 to have your curve properly, right? You would need Raditz into the Goku so that you can ramp awaken, and then you're going to play Nappa once you awaken, and then play the Moon for free. That's a total of 4 cards on turn 3 that you need to find. I don't like that. Give me the opportunity to find my Moon. I'm focused on searching that. Hopefully I'll get my Goku and Raditz out. If not, whatever. But that's 3 versus 4. I don't like it. Not a fan. Alright. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Hawks Dragon Ball Nest. Hope you enjoyed this episode here. Hopefully I didn't get people too down on the Gohan Beast. It's an interesting deck. I mean, it feels a little incomplete to me, which what is up with Bandai doing that a lot with their green decks? It's like Turles kind of felt similar. Green Vegeta, which we were just talking about on release, was very unfinished. So I don't know. I think the deck has potential after I looked at it a little bit more. When we see what this new Double Strike SR does along with the extra. But it's really going to probably live and die by finding that extra, which could sometimes be unreliable. But maybe, I don't know. I mean, the Double Strike on its own is good. So it's not the end of the world. But yeah, that's my thing. Maybe people will change my mind on Gohan Beast. So let me know in the comments what you think. Is this deck going to be viable or isn't it? Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Become part of the Hawks Nest, a fearless flock of fabulous folks out here who love to do what we love. We're almost there. We're almost there towards FB09 and actually getting some true testing on this stuff. But until then, we will see you all next time.